Ever get the feeling that chasing your dreams can be kind of, well, messy?
Oh, yeah.
It's not always sunshine and rainbows, right?
Right.
So today we're going deep, like deep dive into that whole idea.
Okay.
We're using the lyrics of this super famous '80s song, "Sweet Dreams," the one by the Eurythmics.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's catchy, but when you really listen to the words, whoa,
It is.
it's talking about ambition, that
Right.
hunger we all have and searching for something more, something bigger.
Mhm.
But it also gets into like the darker side of things, how we treat each other, the
Mhm.
compromises we make, all that.
The cost of ambition
Exactly.
is not always pretty.
So ready to break it down?
Absolutely. Let's go.
All right. So like right off the bat, the song hits you with this line, everybody's looking for something.
Yeah.
It's almost like a mantra,
It is.
What do you think when you hear that? What is that something?
Well, I think that's what's so powerful about the song, It doesn't actually say what that something is. Right. It's like this blank space, and everyone who hears it, they kind of fill it in with their own stuff, their own desires,
Makes sense.
their own longings.
Like we all project onto it.
Exactly.
Okay, but then it's not all fluffy and happy right now.
Oh.
Song goes on to talk about, well, abuse, being used.
Yeah.
That's heavy stuff.
It is, and I think that's the point. It's saying, hey, achieving your dreams, it doesn't always come easy.
Right.
It's not all sunshine and roses. There can be a dark side to it all.
It almost feels like a warning, right?
Maybe.
Like, be careful what you wish for.
It's definitely making you think about the cost, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to go through?
And are other people going to get hurt along the way?
That's a big question too, right? Like, are you going to be the one using others? Are you going to be the one being used?
And then there's this line, who am I to disagree?
Oh, that one.
Yeah, it always gives me chills.
Yeah. It's kind of haunting, isn't it?
It is. Like, are we just supposed to accept all this? The good and the bad? Like, just roll with it?
I think it's up for interpretation, right?
Right.
Some people might hear that and feel defeated, like there's no point in fighting it.
Mm-hmm.
But others, they might hear it as like a challenge,
Ooh, interesting.
Like maybe they do disagree and they're going to push back against the system.
That's a good point. It's almost like the song is saying, hey, figure it out for yourself.
Exactly. It's giving you the space to wrestle with those questions.
Okay, so we've got the ambition, the struggle, the darkness, but then there's this chorus, right? It just lifts you up.
The music does, yeah.
Hold your head up, keep your head up, moving on. It's almost like an antidote to all that heavier stuff, right?
Totally. It's like this burst of resilience, like, yeah, things are tough, but you got to keep going.
Don't give up.
Exactly.
What's interesting is the music itself feels kind of upbeat, even when the lyrics are dealing with, the not so pretty stuff.
Yeah, it's like the song itself is this internal struggle, right?
Like a push and pull.
The music's pushing you forward while the lyrics are making you think.
That's a great way to put it. It's like the music is saying, hey, you got this, even when the lyrics are saying, watch out.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes it so powerful. It's capturing this very human experience of wanting something, but also knowing that it might not be easy.
And that maybe there are compromises you have to make.
Right.
But then maybe there were some you absolutely won't make.
Exactly.
And that's where it gets really personal, right?
Yeah.
Like, where do you draw the line?
It makes you think about your own values, your own boundaries.
So we've talked about the dark side of ambition, but what about the flip side? That drive to keep going, to find that something. Does the song give us any clues about what that might actually look like?
That's a good question. I don't think it does, not directly. I think it's more about, like we said, the journey, the search itself.
It's not about the destination.
Maybe not. Maybe it's about constantly striving, constantly growing.
And maybe that's something we're all looking for is actually the search itself.
Yeah, and I think that's something we all grapple with, right?
Totally.
No matter who you are, where you come from, you're always looking for something more.
It's that universal human thing.
Exactly.
All right, so last thought for everyone listening. If this song is right and everyone is searching for something, what are you searching for? What's that thing that keeps you going even when things get tough?
Good question.
And here's the real kicker. What are you willing to sacrifice to get it? Because sometimes knowing what you won't do is just as important as knowing what you will do.
Keep food for thought.
Yeah. And till next time, keep those dreams sweet, but keep them real.
Keep them real